What's up, y'all? It's Brandee Evans, and y'all are checking out my boy, David Duane.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning back into On Air with the one and only rock star, the Mike David Duane, in the place to be. And right now, we've got my girl, Brandee Evans, on now. If you don't know, first of all, Brandee is an amazing dancer, choreographer. You guys know her from the amazing work that she's done. But now, she's got this brand new series coming out on Star next month. What's going on?
What's up? Good morning. Thank you for having me on.
Listen, I had to have you because I've been supporting you for a minute, from you as just being a dancer to then breaking out as a choreographer and creative director. So it's been some years.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
For everybody that is not too familiar with like the work that you've done, who you've worked with, how you got into business, let's kind of catch them up. Like just let's bring them down.
Ooh, okay. So first of all, I'm a former high school English teacher from Memphis, Tennessee. And I wrote my resignation letter on a tour bus with Duane, because that's a whole story too now. And I started touring. I worked with Katy Perry, choreographed for Monica, Lettucey. Toured the world with Snoop. It's been fun. It's been a fun journey. So I transitioned over into acting. And I had a company called Hip Hop and Heels. So I was teaching women how to get their sexy on with hip hop and heels. So danced for the NBA with the Memphis Grizzlies, choreographed for the NBA, Memphis Grizzlies, and as well as the LA Sparks. So it's just been a fun journey doing dance. And now we're over here with acting, and I'm starring in the new hit show on Starz, P Valley, and I'm playing Mercedes.
Yes, P Valley, Mercedes. And I gotta say, your transition has been amazing. So
thank you.
What age did you start dancing? Because I'm originally a dancer as well, modern jazz, ballet, hip hop, 1 year of tap. So, just being a dancer, you always just love it. Once you start, you never want to stop doing it. So what was the love that inspired you to get into dance?
You know what's funny? My mama told me I would never do anything with dance. So
What?
I went to, yes, she tried it. Okay, I went to a performing arts school in middle school and high school. I went to Colonial Junior High, and we were in the CAPA program, the Creative and Performing Arts program. And I remember before I went to Colonial, I was like, Mama, I really want to dance. And she was like, you ain't gonna do nothing with that. And I was like, oh my gosh, she wrote my letter to get me in a school, because you have to write a letter or send whatever your audition is. So she wrote my audition to be in creative writing. So I just continued with that because that's what Mama said I was going to do. But I ended up being a cheerleader first and then getting on the dance team in the 9th grade. So I'm STT, self-taught technique, because I never took the ballet classes, tap. I don't know the first step of tap, okay? Do you hear me? So I was watching like the dance competitions on ESPN with the Universal Dance Association. Yes, watching all that, and I would just watch it over and over and then try it in my living room until either my mama was like, turn that, I'm coming out with the belt if you don't turn that TV off. So I'm trying to like learn how to do all this stuff, but I never knew the terminology until I got on the team. So I ended up on the University of Memphis, the only Black girl with a full scholarship, might I add.
Yeah.
Thank you to my little brother, Aaron, who taught me how to do tricks and kip-ups because he's in karate. So it was a struggle with just trying to prove myself as a dancer, because I did not have the training that other ladies had. So at auditions, when they're talking, I'll never forget an audition for Frank Gadsden. And I ended up booking a job, and I'll never forget, he says, how real can I be on this?
Oh, girl, how real can I be then? We grown.
I can keep it all the way real?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we grown. Okay. So I'll never forget Frank looking at me, and he was like, this bitch ain't got an ounce of technique in her damn body, but she can perform. Do you hear me? So I was like, oh, damn, he called me out. But he's right, though. Like, I didn't have that technique, but honey, if you needed me to perform, I was going to sell it for you, because I was dancing for my life all the time. And so yeah, that was my story. And it's funny, you see me in the trailers saying you always got to go full out. I was always saying that growing up to my dance teams, or just saying it to a coach one time when he was just like, you don't have to mark it one time. I was like, I always go full out. I'll never forget that in 9th grade. I was like, I always go full out. And it wasn't that I always go full out because I was cocky. I had to go full out because I wasn't as good as the other girls that had been trained. So I'm going to go harder and harder and harder every time. I'm not going to get tired. That's what booked me Katy Perry with Lorianne Gibson. When everyone else was getting tired, and she was like, do it again, do it again, do it again. And I was like, because I ain't tired. Let's go.
Right. And that's amazing that you said that, because a lot of people that get into the business, they do not understand the importance of We got to do it again. We got to do it again.
Yes.
We as dancers, like we are constantly that dance step is not right. That's not right. We got to make sure
Yep.
that we are really giving the full energy, because if we don't give that full energy to the choreography that we're being taught, I got to put my headphones in.
Exactly.
Second.
Yep.
If we don't do that, then we're not delivering the proper art to it.
Oh, I can hear you so much better now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. The art has to be delivered in the way it is being told within music and movement. People that aren't dancers, they don't understand that. Those who aren't trained in performance aren't keen to that.
Friend Vera, for instance, she was the technical girl. She actually has a studio in Memphis called Dance House, and that's where if I ever teach a class or do anything, if you ever want to have your little girls learn dance, Black-owned studio, Dance House in Memphis, Tennessee. And so I would look at Vera, and if the choreographer was like, so we need a triple pirouette, and you're gonna passe, you're gonna give me an axel, and I would look at Vera like, girl, I don't know what that means, she would show me, and then I'd be like, bet, I got this, because I wouldn't know the terminology because I wasn't trained in that, because mama said I won't never do no more dance. Well, it's paying your medical bills now, mama, okay?
Right. So. And can we talk about your mother, because I love the relationship that y'all have, through, her experience is right now with health and everything. Like, she is standing so strong, and I just love the fact that you are there for her. Like, it's so beautiful to see. I love it.
My daddy told me once, you only get one mom, because my mom and I, just like Mercedes, we had a toxic relationship growing up, y'all. Like, that's what people don't know. So it's like people back home are like, that know our story are like, wow, like the story of forgiveness, y'all gonna have to get that in the book, is real, and you only do, the older I get, I realize even more, you only get one mom, and I just want her to be happy, and I still feel like I have a little bit of that little girl in me that just wants my mom's approval, I want her to be happy, I want her to love me, I think everybody wants that from their mom and their dad. And so that's where I'm at right now. Like, I know when I got P-Valley, it was the best and hardest thing that I'd ever had to do, because it was like, you finally got your dream, but you got your mom to deal with. And I prayed all these years, like, God, give me an opportunity where I can be able to take care of my mother and live my dream. And he goes, bloop, here you go. But I was just like, how am I going to do this, God? And I remember telling everyone, I'm going to take my mom to Atlanta. And everybody was like, girl, what you mean? How? Right. How you going to be the lead of a show and take your mama? God, that's how. And I packed my mama
will do
up,
it.
and I took her to Atlanta with me. And when I tell you, it was so hard. The first 5 episodes of P-Valley, I slept on the floor. That's what people don't know. They ruined all of my furniture when we moved to Atlanta. And it's crazy how my furniture was in the front and mama's medical equipment and furniture was in the back. It crushed all of my stuff, but saved hers because it crushed mine. So my bed was gone. My dresser was gone. I had nothing. I had to buy everything from scratch. And then I had moved with a bootleg moving company, y'all. So I didn't even get my money back. I didn't feel like fighting for it at that point, because now I'm in Atlanta trying to get ready to film P-Valley and try to teach nurses who kept quitting on me. Like, yes, it was crazy. My best friend moved in with me, and she started cooking and taking care of mama and training sisters, because I'm like, I just got off work at 4 a.m. and they want me back at so-and-so a.m. So it was crazy. It was crazy, but I will never regret it. And season 2, I'm going to do it all again. So
I know that's right. I love it. And I love the fact that by all means necessary, you would do whatever it takes, for your mom. And
absolutely.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And she is so proud of you. So are you now living in Atlanta full time, or are you still in LA?
I'm back in LA. I love LA, y'all. I have wanted to live in LA since I was 16 years old, when my coach Frankie Conklin brought me out here. And then to see that billboard, I have to just chime in real quick about it. They put a billboard up.
Can we talk about it? Because it looks so amazing.
Ooh. I mean,
that girl from Memphis made it big.
It was just the feeling of knowing I've come out here since I was 16 years old, and that's the exit that you get off on. I would cry every time I got to that exit to leave LA. because I knew I had to go back to Memphis. And I love Memphis, but I knew my dreams were bigger than what my city could provide for me at that time. And I pray that Memphis, grows to that point. But I knew that my dreams were out here in California. And so it's just beautiful to see it now. And I'm like, the moment that exit that I used to cry getting on because I had to go back is now this. So it's just beautiful. So really excited.
And it's so beautiful to see, like, you've had a journey. So being that girl from Memphis and then coming to LA, did you ever think that this was going to get as big as it was, where you would have that moment to be not only a dancer and to have your own brand, but to venture out in acting as well too? Like, woo.
No, I had no idea. When I came out here, I was on vacation I was the department chair of the high school English department at Southwind High School. So I was doing lesson plans, and school started back in 2 weeks. And I was on vacation. I had no idea. And honestly, my entire career, things just kept happening and happening where I didn't see. I knew that I dreamed. And I remember watching award shows and crying, thinking, if I just got an opportunity, maybe I could do this. And now I think I've done every award show but the Oscars, and it's just, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
And that is so dope.
Yeah.
So what has been your favorite?
No idea. And I didn't even know I went to act until I went to Tasha Smith's acting classes. I've always been a fan of Tasha's work. And so I remember one day I was like, wait, Tasha's studio is in the area where I was living at the time. So I just happened to go to and audit the class, and my best friend Sasha went with me. And my life was changed that night. And I remember Tasha, because Tasha class ends when Tasha say class end. If she don't care,
I've heard
7 to 11, boo, you might be up in there. It's almost 1 a.m. and it is what it is. And it's true. And I love that she prepares you for the industry in the world, because you don't know when you're gonna get off work when you're on set. So I went to this, and I remember my best friend Sasha at 11 o'clock, she's like, girl, I'm sleepy, I'm leaving. And I was like, really, girl, I'm into this. So she left, but she doesn't want to be an actress. You know what I mean? So I get it. You've been there, you supported me, but it's like, girl, I'm tired now. I love it, and I see the joy in your eyes, but this is your passion. So I'm going home. I was like, bye. I stayed in Tasha's class, and I knew, I was like, I got to figure it out. I was borrowing money. When people would ask me what I needed, I would say, are you hungry? I would say, nope, I just want classes for acting class. Just pay for my acting classes. I would be hungry. I didn't have food in the refrigerator. And I would be like, okay, it's acting class or food. I'm going to choose acting class right now. We just, we can make it on this pot of beans or this, you know what I mean? Like, we're going to just have those leftovers for a couple days now. But it was worth it. It was worth every missed meal.
That is inspiring. And I can relate to that feeling. Like, for me, myself, just investing in my brand and being like, let me just pour it all into the brand. Like, David, you might not have it to buy this clothes or go here or something like that, or going to New York and going to LA and not having not a stitch of a penny to come back.
Listen,
I've got stories.
You're gonna get there, you're gonna figure out how you get back later.
Oh yeah.
Please let me just shout out Nafisa. Thank you for all of your miles that you have let me use. Miss Leslie, all these people that literally, I would be like, it's an audition. I got to get here. And people would give me miles, Kim Burse, Micah, like all of my friends were truly like, we got you a hotel, baby. If you can get there, we can find out where you can sleep. So my friends have been, even down to when I got the job at P Valley, I didn't have groceries. Robbie Reed of BET had just bought my groceries, so my mother and I could eat. My manager, Miss Debbie, had just paid for my acting classes at Richard Lawson Studios. So I had wrote Richard a proposal telling him I would clean the toilets to stay in the studio. Ask him and he will tell you. I was like, I would do anything. I would teach the class. I would teach them hip hop and heels classes, teach the women how to be sexy for the auditions. I'll clean the bathrooms on the weekends. Like, I would walk to the studio because I lived very close at that time. Like, everything. I really was like, whatever y'all need, I will hustle and do it because I just really wanted to act.
Yeah. Wow. And I can hear it. I can hear it in your spirit. And I can just see the smile on your face. And it's like, a lot of people don't understand that in this business, you have to be willing to take risks. And a lot of times we aren't, and I'm going to say it just like this, we ain't making shit at all. But
absolutely. You know how much money I lost on hip hop and heels classes? Because you got to rent a space. And so you got to spend the money on a space. And then when you don't have enough girls that show up, or ladies that show up, and I'm like, well, I done lost money. you know, and I'm just like, but I'm doing this because I want to get my name out there, and it's confidence for me. That class was helping me be confident.
Yeah.
But child, yes, we're not making a dime. It's not what people think at all. Then you got to pay for headshots. You got everything. Just feels like you're paying.
All the branding that goes into it.
Investing into yourself. So I'm like, don't buy me no new purse for Christmas. Y'all just call Tasha Smith and tell her you want to put $200 on the books for acting class. Like,
yeah,
that's what I want.
Invest in me. Put that on there, baby. I don't need no Birkin bag, no Louis Gucci Prada, nothing.
And I ain't gonna lie, let me put it out here to you now. Them outfits y'all was seeing me and looking fly, boo, they went back to the store the next day. Like Mercedes said, I ain't popped my tags yet because I'm like, I went out and bought a gun. When them little tag put her back on her.
Yes, it's a must.
I was like, ooh, I don't have money. That's dinner for the next 2 weeks. So I'm just gonna need to borrow this to be on the red carpet, and then it's
let me tell you.
I know it's a little hood, but hey,
I done did it too, and I'm suburban, as all hell. But you know what the thing is though. In this business, you do things just to give a look to it. And there's nothing wrong to give a look to it, but we have to give it. Yeah. And we have to give it our all, because guess what? These people are expecting our talent and our time and our energy for certain things. So we have to deliver. And I just love the fact that you are so open to sharing that with my listeners, my audience.
I'm not gonna get up here and lie. Let's keep it real, y'all.
Yeah.
Keish, the lady who's doing my makeup now, thank God I can finally afford to pay her now. But Keish did my makeup for free to get the headshots for P Valley. I was like, please, like, girl, if you can help me, I really think that I can get this job. And she was like, I got you, boo. And then Corinne Simon, the photo shoot, she was like, this is my usual rate, but okay. But guess who about to do my photo shoot for a real shoot now? I'll make sure I pay you your real rates.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, thank you for having my back when I really could not afford to do it.
Yeah, that's amazing. So let's talk about your role as Mercedes and how you're able to connect with her, because she's got this spunk, and you've always had that energy from the beginning. As a matter of fact, what's your zodiac sign? I've been meaning to ask you.
I am a Gemini, but y'all not gonna judge me when I say that.
Not today. We're not going to do that.
I always tell people I'm a Gemini that knows when she is being a bitch and when she ain't. I'm very open with, okay, y'all, I'm in bitch mode right now, so give me a moment. So, but I can accept when I am that, being that other side. So I have thick skin too, so you can tell me, girl, you on one today. Oh, really? Okay, let me calm it down.
No, let me calm it down. But when people get it, and I feel that there is something about a Gemini woman that needs to be constantly embraced. Now, the Gemini men,
right? I can't fool with no Gemini man.
But you know what's even worse? A Cancer man.
Oh no, you didn't say that. Oh, I'm learning about the Cancer man.
Are you? Oh man, we'll talk offline. I got a couple friends.
Right. We gonna talk.
We gonna talk offline. But yeah, so how have you been able to bring your personality to Mercedes? Because the personalities are very similar. I can see you just fit into place with her. Yeah,
the Katori Hall, who is our creator and showrunner of P Valley, she actually told us when we all got our roles, our first meeting, she was like, it's a little bit of all of you and your characters. And at first I was like, oh, that's cute. When I'm like, the more I get to know us and myself, I'm like, I'm so Mercedes. I think the only thing that Mercedes has done that I have not done is been on a pole in a strip club. Mercedes' mom in this toxic relationship, had that, done that. And it's so much deeper when you read the book. A lot of the things that Mercedes goes through, Brandee has been through too. Mercedes' mom is a preacher. My dad grew up, I'm a PK, right. So we got that. Mercedes coaches dance teams. Brandee coaches dance teams. And just Mercedes has all these other dreams. Just the perfect example, I was fighting with my manager about not wanting to send dance footage over because I'm like, I don't want to dance anymore. And I had other dreams of acting. So just like Mercedes, I had different dreams and I was trying to get out of something as well.
Now, was it difficult, with that, just getting into a role where you are dancing and it's about dance to a certain extent, basically? But really wanted to
pretty much exotic dancing and scripted. No, it actually was empowering. I
Really?
thought I would have been nervous. I think I got the nerves kicked away when I talked to my father, because that would have probably hurt me, if I'm honest, if my dad didn't approve. And I know that a lot of women go through that. So I have so much empathy for that, because I truly can't imagine how that must feel. And I empathize with them, and I pray that their family accepts them as they are. But when I called my daddy and told him I was close to the end of these rounds of P Valley, like, looking good, daddy, I might get this role. What do you think? And he was so supportive, and he was like, you're an actress. I know who I raised, is what he said. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, daddy. It just feels amazing to know that I'm about to be able to go home and take a picture under a billboard with my father. And I grew up as a PK. I would have never imagined that happening at 16.
A blessing.
And so it's been a blessing to have that support from my dad.
Yeah. So let's.
And so with the dancing, go back to
Yeah.
So with the dancing, no, because you know what, our costume designer Rita and Alita, they made sure that we were comfortable. We had artists who was our I don't not what is the correct word, our tailor, and so he would make sure that everything was appropriate. So when I tell you, let's keep it real here. So a lot of people are going to ask, how did nothing fall out? How were you opening your legs and this and this and this? Rita, Alita, and artists. Thank you. Because we were in fittings. If Mercedes had to have a leg up, I had my leg up. Can we see? We good? We good? Everything covered? If it wasn't, all right, ladies, let's come back in. Gentlemen, let's come back in. Let's give her a little bit more material. So before we even got out onto the stage, we felt comfortable. And then they came out there with us, and they would watch our rehearsals, because sometimes when you start moving and sweating, the material might change and get looser, just like a t-shirt, wearing it all day. It gets looser throughout the day. Correct. And so they were very cautious of that. They were there to pin it. Dina, who was always beside me every step of the way. If a heel broke, whatever, we felt comfortable at all times. So that's a testament to the crew that Katori picked, making sure that the women felt safe, and the gentlemen as well.
That's amazing. And you've got to have a team like that, especially with such a tight production and just in the story of it all. You want to make sure that everything is done right. So the fact that they were like, okay, look, can we watch? As a matter of fact, not can we, but we're going to watch to make sure.
No, it was and perfect. I would say all of us made sure that our hair and makeup, even Stevie, down to tattoos, and let's just keep it real. Little dark spots, ladies, we know how the ingrown hairs can get sometimes. Okay, y'all. Stevie was right there, like, let's just touch up here. She did not ever touch up stretch marks. She'd never touched up the little dimples, and I have never been so excited for her not to, because that's natural and that's normal. And it was the first time that I was comfortable in my own skin, going, I look like all these other women. And then you got 8 female directors. Let's just talk about that. Right. So there was no way that Karina in episode 1 was going to have me out there looking crazy. Tasha Smith ended up being my episode 6 director. There was no way any of those 8 directors were going to let us come out there and not look comfortable. They looked at us like they would want themselves to look on camera, and I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So how important would you say it is to work with women in this business versus working with a mixture of men and women, or where it's just a male-dominated team?
You know what? That's a very good question. So I've worked with male-dominated team. I've never worked with mostly females, which has been amazing. It was like I was with all of my sorority sisters, because it didn't matter what ethnicity, that sister had your back, and it was more of a motherly type feel. I knew that I could go up to Katori, Karina, even our sound lady, Rachel, and be like, are we good? I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, and they're like, we got you, girl. Yep, you look fine. You're comfortable. So it's that comfortability that I have with a woman to be able to go. And since we're going to keep it real, girl, I'm on my period today. So, keep a look on me. Make sure ain't nothing, and they're like, yeah, got you. Because as women, that is a very serious, and people aren't talking about that. We got to think about a lot more than men when we get on camera and we're undressed. I look like I had abs on this episode, but now I'm on my period on this episode. So I look, and so all the things that we go through as women, we had all of these women that were right there with us, understanding, and like, we got you, girl. Brandee, we shoot from here now. You can stop sucking in. Who, girl?
Like, let me relax.
Like, who, I can breathe. Okay, y'all giving a full shot now? Okay, we're ready.
I'm good.
So it's just that difference in and working with the women, and I feel like it actually helped the men to be able to understand too. And the men started talking in our language too. You know, Dave, our camera operator, would be like, "Hey, Brandee, I got you right here. So, you know, whatever you're doing down there, you don't have to worry about it." You know, because he's a man too. So
Right,
he's like,
you can just
you don't
relax.
tell me to suck in, you know, but he's like, "You're good. You can breathe. And whatever you want to do, I'm here." And I'm like, "All right, bet." So they started being more, you know what I mean, nurturing as well.
Yeah. So let's also just talk about the things that are going on with, you know, our culture and stuff like that, because I know it has to be exhausting for you to kind of see how things are going. And I know there's been a lot of protesting and
Mm-hmm.
everything going on in LA. How are you feeling mentally just with everything that's going on right now?
It's as well as can be. I'm as well as can be. It's exhausting though. And if I'm honest, I find myself in a tug of war. I want to be so happy because it's an amazing time in my life, but I'm like,
Yeah.
this life ain't happy right now. Like with some things, a lot of the things that are happening. So I find myself in a mode of, oh my gosh, joy with P Valley, but then America, get y'all together. You know, like it's that. So it's
Yes.
in the middle of those, just trying to battle those emotions. And then when you put my mom on top of it too, it's just a lot. And we on quarantine. Like,
Right.
it is, it's almost like, is this year real? So I'm praying that everybody just gets together. I'm hoping that everyone is taking this time to reset, educate themselves, read. I'm actually trying to read more and educate myself, because a lot of things that I'm learning too, like more Black history facts, not just the
Yes.
ones that Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. Yes, those are wonderful men, but there's so much more to our culture
So much.
that needs to be spread. And I think that this is a great opportunity now for people to learn. And there's really no excuse. Like, we stuck in the house, y'all. Get on your computer. Google is a fascinating tool. Use it. You know?
I'm trying to tell people, you better use your Google, your YouTube, whatever. You use it all, because this is the time where if you weren't in touch with your Black, this is the time to be in touch with it. And don't just be in touch with it for the moment. Be in touch with it because this is the most important time to live in it.
Yes. And I know I think I saw a little post that was just like, now that y'all are awake now that y'all are woke, don't go back to sleep. So this isn't coronavirus, y'all, where we're trying to hope that it leaves and then we leave it alone. No. We want to stay present in everything that's happening in this world, so we don't repeat, you know, the history of the past and some of these things, because sometimes some things are repeating that we've been seeing happening in this world that we thought were over, and they're not. They just weren't being recorded, or they weren't being spoken about as much. Now, especially with our younger generation, thank you for speaking up and standing strong. We need y'all. So I think this is an amazing time for growth, for everyone coming together. And I hope that this becomes a better situation for our country, for all races, all communities, and that we all just have more empathy for each other.
Yeah, I feel that. You said that well. More empathy, because I just feel like we're at a time where that empathy just is not there. You know, I'm seeing people react to people different ways, and even earlier today, I had a situation. I was just like, "Oh, is this happening?" I'm like,
"What are we doing?"
No, this is not okay.
And just like my motto for P Valley is, don't judge a book by its cover.
Yes.
You know, don't judge. My little brother is a Black man, a big, strong, muscular Black man. Don't judge a book by his cover. He is a father of 2. He's in the military. You know what I mean? But if you see him in his regular clothes and you don't know who he is, why are you intimidated? Get to know him. His son is in a private school. You know what I mean? It's not even what you think, y'all. This show too is not what you think. So I just hope that everyone takes a moment, and instead of judging, because we shouldn't be judging each other anyway.
No, because that's for God.
Get to know each other.
To do,
you know,
not us.
Why are we judging anyway? Yeah.
And I just love how you said that. Oh, so I'm just so amped. That was perfect. So what else are you working on? Can we expect more dance projects? Are you reading for any film projects that we can look forward to in the next couple months? What's next for Brandee? Because you're always working and you never stop.
I am trying.
Never stop.
I will say COVID is sabotaging us a little bit in the industry. So I've had a couple of auditions. Right now, I want to focus on acting. Deep down, I want to say that P Valley is my last role that you'll see me dancing in,
Mm,
because I really just want
understood.
you all to see me as an actress, and that's why I love P Valley so much, because I'm not dancing as much as you think I am as well.
Correct.
So it's more about the story, and that's what I want to do, is just tell more stories now. I want to leave the dance in the past, and it has helped me to grow into acting and performing. Thank God I could not perform the way I feel like I do on P Valley without my dance. But I want to move forward. I want to be in, I'm gonna say it, I want to be in Black Panther 2. I want to do
Yes.
action.
Speak
I
it.
love drama. I did Dear Santa, and Terry Vaughn was our director. I love Terry Vaughn, and I love comedy. So I just really want to jump into the different genres of acting.
Who would you like to do a film with? And you could just
Angela
name.
Bassett,
Oh yes,
listen, you ain't even got
I
to
can
finish
see
your
it.
sentence.
I can see
Everybody knows
it.
that I love Angela
Yes,
Bassett.
you do.
True child. So yes, I want to do a film with Angela Bassett, and I want to do a film with Meryl Streep.
Oh,
Yep. Yep. I remember her saying in an award show, take your broken heart and make art. And that's what I did in P Valley. And I love her. She is an amazing chameleon. Oh my gosh. She's an amazing actress. And that, you know what? I just be like, I'm good. I can retire. If I can get me, if I can get me a movie with Angela and with Meryl, life will be
yeah,
beautiful.
because you could learn so much from
Exactly.
them because
Hmm.
they've been in the business, and I think that it's so amazing that there are Black women that other fellow Black women and Black men that Black men want to learn from, or vice versa,
Right.
and study the greats and that are
Hmm.
willing to learn versus being how some of the new people are, being like,
Right.
I ain't trying to do all that. Be like, well, you should probably want to do all that because they are the key and they know how this business goes and how it
Right.
happens and how to stay in this with longevity versus being,
Exactly.
because these people are rotated all the time,
Exactly.
but it is
And of
your
course,
job
who
to keep
doesn't want to be in a movie with Denzel? Let me throw that out there. I mean,
true. You know who I want to be in a
yeah.
movie? You want to know who I want to be in a movie with? Sidebar:
Who?
Michael Ealing, Queen
Oh,
Latifah.
yes. That would really be good. That, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
even gonna lie. I have a little we had to do our vision raising Detra in Richard Lawson's
Oh,
class, and we put together our pictures and all of this, and I have pictures of the male actors that I want to work with and the female actors that I want to work with, and I keep them in my room. And yes, he's
Michael
on that
Ealing's
picture
on
as
there.
well. Michael Ealing's on that picture as well.
Who's one more that's on there?
Oh, I've got Will Ferrell. Oh, because he is
Yeah, he is
hilarious.
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 Why
Amy
do people
Poehler.
sleep on his greatness?
Yes, he is hilarious.
Too funny.
Yeah, and Amy Poehler, she's amazing. She's so funny.
She's too dope.
Yep,
She's too
absolutely.
dope. We're gonna speak all of that into existence because
I
I
receive it,
think
Jesus.
that could be a great movie.
Yeah.
We don't even need to know what it's about. It could be anything. It could be a
Right.
horror, it could be a comedy, it can be an action, it can be anything, but that would
Hmm.
be such an amazing film to see.
Yes.
I'm so proud of you, Brandee.
Thank
Congratulations on
you.
everything. You've come such a long way. That girl from Memphis is out here in LA doing her thing.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Hollywood.
Thank you. I'm very, very grateful. Very, very grateful. And I did not get here by myself. So thank you to
Yeah.
all of my friends and family for not letting me give up, because it was so many days that I was like, I'm just gonna probably go and catch a bus home or reach back out to my old high school, like, y'all still need an English teacher? And they're like, yeah, we're hiring, but so glad that it never worked out where I had to give up. So
Right.
God wouldn't let me give up. Thank you.
You wouldn't. And I want to ask you also, how did you keep faith during your journey? We always like to ask that question. And, there's another question we like to ask too, but how did you keep that within your journey?
I think the people that I surround myself with, one of my mentors is Robbie Reed. And,
Love
I went
her.
to the
Yeah.
Sin Bible studies. My church out here, Inglewood Church of Christ. Um, I found that church, and people are going to think I'm lying, but I literally found that church when I first moved out here. And because I wanted to go to a Church of Christ, because that's what I was raised in, and that's what I believe in. So I walked, I would ride the bus from Miracle Mile to Inglewood, and then the last stop that would get me there was like close to almost a mile. I would walk in my tennis shoes, and I would keep my heels in my purse, and I would put my heels on right at the door, and then I would go in. And finally, Titus, who was actually an actor himself, he helped me get. He saw me walking one day and was like, "You the girl to go to church. I'll take you to church." So then I started like riding to church with them. But for a very long time, I rode the bus and walked, and I was just like praying, like, God, please, but staying in church, staying active, and being around like-minded people.
And what are 2 things that you exemplify within your career and as a woman?
2 things that what?
You exemplify, like, within your, your career and as a woman.
I know that I exemplify strength and diamond strong. Like, me and mommy got this tattoo that's diamond. She got a D and I got a B, because grandmama used to say, always stay strong, diamonds don't break. So diamond strong, my strength. And I'm going to say my faith, because it's been a lot of things that have happened to me, and a lot of people would give up with some of these things that have happened to me, from losing marriage, losing having a divorce, going through that, going through a stillbirth, going through losing jobs, a lot of things, but I did not give up. And giving up is just not an option for me.
That's right. Giving up is not an option. And
until God says no, it's not no.
Yeah.
And most times he's just trying to lead you to a different door to make it better for you.
You better say that. I be trying to tell the kids that.
Because I remember crying about a lot of roles that I did not get. And thank you, Jesus, for not opening that door for me, because that was not for me. As Robbie says, the job that's for you will be for you. And P Valley was for me, and I'm forever grateful.
And shout outs to Robbie and just that friendship that you guys have, because she is such a legend, and what she's been doing for the culture, Black culture, that is, y'all. And and just paving a way.
Opening doors. She's the first. BET was the first network to give me an opportunity.
Yeah.
And I didn't have nothing. And Robbie, opened that door. And of course, once you get that door open, y'all, you got to do the work. She can only help you get into that door, but you got to do the work. And I'm just so grateful to Robbie for giving a new actress like me a chance, as she has done other people. I mean, Halle Berry, lots of people she's opened those doors for. And I'm just so grateful to be one of the ones that can say, thank you, Robbie, for first opening that door for me.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that she did, because once Robbie sees talent, she knows talent. She's like, you. Yes, with me. This is the project. Come on with it.
Mm-hmm.
So Brandee, thanks so much. It was great finally having this moment. I know we've been trying to get this moment to happen.
I know. Thank you so much.
Anytime, you are so welcome, and congratulations once again on all the success.
Thank you. And y'all make sure y'all tune in to P Valley on Stars July 12th. It's coming on at 9 on the first night on July 12th. But then after that, it's going to be at 8 p.m. every Sunday for Mercedes Sundays.
Hey, Sunday. And I will be tuned in. So make sure you guys are watching, because I will be live tweeting. If I don't see y'all while I live tweet, I'm going to come find y'all. I always say that I'm threatening people, but I just love threatening people. It's just it's exciting.
We know you ain't harmful. We good.
That's the truth. They know I'm not harmful.
Yep.
So Brandee, before we have you do a couple of drops for us, just let people know where they can follow you as far as social media is concerned.
Yes. So y'all can follow me at The Real Brandee with 2 E's, y'all. My mama was extra. So BRANDEE, not a Y or an I. So The Real Brandee on Instagram, and on Twitter, it's The Real Brandee with an underscore, because somebody got my name. I got to figure out how to get that back. So The Real
girl,
Brandee.
We're going to call Twitter. We're going to call Twitter.
Okay. And make sure y'all also follow P Valley. And then we even have a little update page that is funny. P Valley updates and P Valley. Make sure y'all follow them on Instagram.
Ooh, check y'all out. Y'all got a fan page and an official.
Yes, we got a fan page already.
They is not playing.
What's up, y'all? It's Brandee Evans, and y'all are checking out my boy, Duane.